big news yesterday in the NFL. Jalen Ramsey traded out of Jacksonville to Los Angeles. Everything Jalen Ramsey wanted has happened. He wanted out of Jacksonville. He almost got in a fight with his head coach, Doug Marrone, on the sideline. By the way, pretty normal. And I say that, I mean that. Pretty normal for little scuffles on the sideline amongst two very competitive people in a moment in high tensions whenever there's a lot of money on the line. I didn't think it was that big of a deal. Granted, he got held back and all that stuff. It looked bad optically, but these types of things happen. These are types of things that happen when you're talking about elite-level athletes and elite-level competitors in a moment of tension or a moment of bad. This is the type of stuff that does happen. So that didn't scare me that much.
Plus, him going to L.A. now, he's got Wade Phillips there, who, by all accounts, seems to be a great guy to play for on the defense.
He's going to love Wade Phillips. Whenever he said he was sick after getting into a fight with his coach on the sideline, I was genuinely worried about his immune system. I thought he was potentially very sick. I actually said that what a selfless decision by this guy to not get the rest of his teammates sick. He's not trying to get out of there. He's trying to help the team out. Then his wife was going to give birth, which is something that could very much happen. I mean, I don't know. Then his back was hurting, which could happen as an elite athlete. All these things started piling up, and everybody's like, oh, he's holding their feet to the fire. He's trying to get out of there. He's skipping work. He's taking pictures with Deshaun Watson. His back looks fine. And I'm like, no. This guy, he's sick. He wants to see his dad of the year. He wants to see the birth. His back's hurting. Has your back ever hurt?
Back injuries can be debilitating.
They're terrible. You get a little pinched nerve in the back. All of a sudden, you can't even take a grumpy in the morning.
Oh, you're useless.
I mean, it's literally useless. I mean, Zito had a bad back. We didn't see him for a week and a half.
Yeah, it's really bad.
Your back?
No, just in general, like back injuries are the worst thing ever.
Exactly. So I was on board with him, all these things happening. Now it turns out his back's probably pretty healthy. Los Angeles.
Took some time off.
Yeah, there's different cryo chambers and laws in California that can make your back healthy. But he definitely utilized his leverage just to get the hell out of Jacksonville. And a lot of other players are watching that. A lot of other players who saw Antonio Brown successfully get out of Pittsburgh and Oakland. A lot of people saw Le'Veon Bell get out of there. A lot of people saw Ezekiel Elliott go to Cabo during training camp and get paid. Melvin Gordon didn't have, but a lot of players are watching this whole thing. Odell out of New York. A lot of people are watching this and going, wait a minute, if I don't like where I'm at, I can definitely get out of here.
And no salt water as well.
What's that?
The ocean over here has no salt.
That is just incorrect.
That's what I was. Are you kidding me?
So you thought the Pacific Ocean.
Yeah, no salt.
So you thought oceans that potentially connect all together that are just in different parts of the world. Some of them have salt and some oceans don't have salt?
Yes.
Final answer?
Yes.
You are a college graduate?
Yes, sir. College educated.
If you are a parent and your kid's thinking about going to school, Illinois State is the school that gave the guy who doesn't think there's salt in oceans a degree. Something to think about whenever you think about sending your kid somewhere.
This is alarming. It's concerning. It's disgusting.
And the fact that you think Jalen Ramsey wanted to come to L.A. because there's no salt in the ocean near L.A. is that's just next level thinking, and that's why this show is top notch because of your brain.
Maybe no hurricanes. That's a plausible theory.
Oh, that's what I meant to.
Hey, but wait a minute. There was an earthquake yesterday. An hour before we landed, I guess the world was starting to fall apart. I mean, that is a real thing. There was a 3.4 magnitude earthquake in California 1 hour before we landed here yesterday. And that is an insane thing. But Jalen going to the Rams, I think it's good for Wade Phillips. I think it's good for the Los Angeles Rams. I'm not sure that offense can win them games in the stretch if they have to, but anytime you can add a corner that can lock down a half of the field, yes, his stats in Pro Football Focus say he hasn't been his best this year. I don't think he was happy. Obviously, he wants his money. He wants all the monies. He showed up in a Brinks truck, but now that he's in a new place where he has to prove himself again, he's going to have a chip on his shoulder. And whenever other people are watching to see why you are the way you are, and it's a new group of humans, and they see the way he's in meetings, they'll see the way he's in the weight room, see the way he's in practice. You have to prove yourself again. It's almost like a rebirth. I assume Jalen Ramsey's going to do well with Wade Phillips, whose personality matches him up well.